everybody? Welcome back to the Red Corner and welcome to the Ruben Out Show. what, what's going on, James? What's going on, Clem?
Good
All
man,
good, man. How's
good
everyone
man,
doing?
good,
Hey.
good. Every time this conversation comes up, people like that disclaimer. It's like, it's not nice to see someone lose their job, but unfortunately,
you know,
and I'm just like, okay, sure.
what makes me feel less bad. Yes, there's that whole thing of losing the job, but like you saw that stat that came out that was like, no, Jose Mourinho has made 100 million euros from being sacked. And I'm like, yo, bruh, if I could make that money from being sacked in my life, I'll do a career getting sacked. Like just it's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we come it's another week. Last time we were hoping to see whether we can get that back-to-back wins. We had come off a win over Chelsea. Like we were saying though, against Chelsea, it was very hard to analyze because 5 minutes in, 10 men changes the whole dynamic. But nonetheless, we did the job, did what needed to do. Brentford without Johanne Wissa, Brentford without Brian Mbumo, Brentford without what is it, Craig Nogard? I think his name is Craig. Brentford without Thomas Frank, and we were thinking Brentford with a set piece coach, Thomas Frank's former set piece
Junior.
coach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junior. This is his sixth Premier League game
Mm.
that he's coaching. You're thinking, okay, cool, come on, surely we've got this. But clearly, we ain't got this. We clearly ain't got this. We ain't got
Yeah,
nothing. Bro.
it's a problem.
Yeah, huge
It's a
one.
problem. What
It's a problem.
do you guys think of the game?
Well, well, on my side, it's like again, we keep on saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It was a strong start from United, but the same thing keeps on creeping up. Number one, is it a foul, not a foul? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Then you look at Maguire, football decision,
Yeah.
terrible decision. Then it's a one-on-one. You can't really say nothing much about the
Yeah.
strike, but again, a comedy
Yeah,
of errors to concede a goal.
Yeah.
yeah,
That on that goal actually that was the high line goal, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: you're playing a high line, you're pressing deep. Why is Maguire, who we all know has no recovery pace, why is he the last man? Why is he the guy who's going to chase? You've got a Lenny Euro in the squad
mm,
who's got insane recovery pace.
Mm-hmm.
He's not on the pitch.
mm,
In fact, we'll come back to your Lenny Euro just now. You've got, even if you've got you've got De Ligt and who has Shaw. Shaw, you can't trust him to run because he might break a leg. So in that lineup, De Ligt should at least be the guy who's
Yeah.
who's holding the line, who should be the last man there. I don't
yeah,
get why it's Maguire. That for me is totally preventable. Then you've got the human mistake, but are we helping them?
Yeah.
Are we helping them
sloppy.
to avoid mistakes? I don't know
100%.
that we are.
100%. And then I guess even after that mistake, it was that thing of United started to look like they're growing into the game. But again, the same fundamental things keep on happening. In a sense that you could see Brentford are playing just a simple game of football,
Yeah,
drawing United in, pumping the long balls wide,
yeah,
just forcing a wide one-on-one situation. And next thing you know, once they're in, they just simply have a easy way of creating chances and shots at goal.
yeah,
And funny thing is, Bayendia, for odd reason, kept us in the game because Brentford was going through a period where they were just on the siege
yeah,
via set pieces or just
yeah.
going through Luke Shaw or the left on the side.
The
Then the goal
coach,
happened.
yeah, yeah. Ruben comes out afterwards after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, no, this is exactly what we expected. We were training for it every week." You have to question, what are you guys doing in training?
Yeah,
If you knew exactly what was gonna happen, you were training for it all week, and it happens anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's just cheap shots, cheap goals, and the second goal as well. It's you know, Banyandia is that goalkeeper where he gets himself in the right position, reacts well, but his technique, it's just terrible.
Yeah,
He just pumps the ball back into play and allows
yeah,
these guys to
yeah.
have a free chance at goal.
Yeah, we thought without Onana, the parry back into danger was gone. Ah,
Here we are.
here
Here we
we
are.
are.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
Yeah. And again, just on that, again, the same pattern in a sense that your opposition, they seem to find it easy to cover us out and or we give them a chance.
mm,
When we have to create a chance, it's always at a premium. And
yeah,
looking at even finally Cisco scored, so no 007.
yeah.
But wi-
Third time lucky.
yeah.
but
Finally.
with that, Ugarte, it was a simple pass to make, but he labors that pass.
Yeah,
Dogu has to do something out of nothing, and it's a terrible cross in,
mm,
and Buemo forces the chance to happen.
yeah,
And then after that, we have to really think long and hard. When did we create another clear cut scoring chance? I guess it was that penalty shout where it should have been a red, but
yeah,
other than that, I'm struggling to think when else did we create anything
Hmm.
that's worthwhile to talk about.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a wrap. And like for me, like the biggest thing is like the minute that penalty missed, I knew for a fact that Brentford were gonna score a third. It's like you just know that these guys, their mentality, that penalty miss just crushed them, and like that's a wrap. They're gonna throw in the towel like mentally, and like
Yeah.
it's wild, man. It's wild. Clem,
Yeah, yeah, no, it's hectic, man. But it's like, where do you begin with all the chaos? It's like every week a different part of the team is being exposed.
Mm,
Be it midfield. Midfield is like the constant. Defense is also becoming a constant. The only kind of like positives we have are in attack with the new guys, but just with just thinking about like this being caught, with this high line in defense, it
mm.
doesn't seem like there's a clear kind of understanding between the three central defenders, like who's doing what.
Who's it? Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
And then I do think sometimes that, like, I think Martinez is, we really miss Martinez. I think he can. I always think of like the central defender as more like a central midfielder, like a defensive midfielder,
mm,
like a kind of ball playing, smarter kind of like centre back. And I think that
yeah,
could be Martinez's role. And then with him and Euro and De Ligt, I feel like that could be the best kind of combination we can have. But
yeah.
it just seems like it's so chaotic. Like, who's supposed to be doing what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hear you on that central defender being the DM, because I think in his system anyways, and the reason why he's like uh it doesn't matter if he's got a two-man pivot in midfield, because
Mm.
the idea is that the central defender
Yeah.
goes and becomes an extra midfielder,
Mm.
and then you've got your three-man midfield.
Mm.
However, I don't know about Martinez being that guy because he's short and he's also being the central, being that central center defender. There's that, but we definitely do miss his line breaking passes and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of me is also like, is he just crocked now? Like, is he gonna come back and
Yeah.
he's just
But
ass
it's
when
but
he
it's
comes
it's
back?
just but it's too chaotic in defense, man.
Yeah,
It's just getting
but
it's getting like out of control.
which leads to the bigger conversation, right? And it's not just defense where it's chaotic as well.
Yeah.
It's midfield is chaotic. It's
Yes.
so seems like nobody knows what to do. Like
Mm.
people have, it feels like they've got a general idea of the system, but not, it hasn't quite clicked for
Mm.
everyone. And if everybody doesn't understand the system, then there's something wrong, man.
Yeah.
Is it a communication thing? Is it a what are you just asking too much for these from these guys? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like and that leads you to the manager. That leads you to the manager. Sorry, before I forget, and we'll I know we're gonna spend some time on Ruben. But I remember the game before Chelsea. I can't remember who did we play before Chelsea.
I think City.
Was it City? It was
City.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the one, City was the one where Bruno Fernandes let Foden go. And then Foden scored. If you remember after the game, Bruno Fernandes was talking about how Lenny Yoro he like there was a
Didn't
misunderstanding
trust
between
him.
him, but like he
Mm.
was basically putting the blame on Lenny Euro. And interestingly, since that game, Lenny Euro hasn't started.
Yeah.
He didn't start the Chelsea game. He didn't start the Brentford game. So that's an interesting thing, Mister Undroppable. He calls you out, and then the manager doesn't start you for the next two games. Mr. Undroppable also happens to be Portuguese as well. Make of that what you will, but but yeah, like all fingers point to Ruben Amorim here. Like guys,
Yeah. The problem is, the worse it gets, it's like it's becoming less likely that he'll turn it around. It's just like, she's dude, like show us. You have to show us something. Otherwise, now it's like
yeah,
even
but
if we want to, we just don't see a way back.
yeah, like we've been patient. I think as fans, we've been very patient. I think we come from that thing of, oh, we've tried this, we've tried a guy who knows the club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Oh, let's go from the beginning. David Moyes, he was our go-to manager's
Chosen
suggestion. We
one.
backed him, chosen one,
Yeah.
cool goals, whatever. It went the way it went. Then Louis van Gaal, okay, cool, experienced coach, tactician, blah blah blah.
Reputation. Yeah.
Reputation. We tried
Yeah.
it. It comes from the Barcelona. We tried it and it didn't work. Oh, the special one, serial winner. This guy is gonna turn us into. We tried that, didn't work. Oh, somebody who knows the club now, somebody who understands
Club
Man
legend.
United DNA, club legend, whatever. We tried it, didn't work. Uh, we, well, let's not really count Ragnick as a thing. And then we tried, okay, Eric Ten Hag. He was the next big thing. Did great things with his Ajax side, massive Champions League run, didn't work. Then we try, okay, Ruben Amorim. No, this is the coach of the future now. He's the guy who's gonna take over from Pep. He's the guy like the new school, new breed, cool kid. It's not working, right? And the thing about Ruben Amorim as well, and we'll get to the Ruben Amorim, the man. Somebody else listening to some podcasts, and people mention Ruben Amorim's coaching staff is actually quite young. They
Yeah.
there's a few players that are actually older than all of those coaches, and and that's probably a thing as well, because like it's like, guys, first of all, you're green, you're wet behind the ears because you're this young, but also like, bruh, I'm older than you, what are you gonna tell me? Like I'm I'm wondering. And then you have this massive club now, and those
Yeah.
guys have never been at a club of this stature, and they're like, guys, you guys don't even understand the size of this club, what are you gonna tell me? So like, I wonder if that's not a big part of, like, why the message is seemingly not clicking
Mm.
outside of other
Yeah.
things.
But again, if you're looking at the timeline, and I'm just gonna deviate from the managers, like I've been saying in other shows that we've had, I'm still putting the finger at the blame at number one, Glazers, and number two, not even Ineos. In a sense that if you go through the timeline, yes, David Moyes was the wrong signing, but he never got back in the transfer market. LVG, did he need more time? If we're being very honest, that football was very dire, but at the same time, he didn't really get the guys that he wanted. And
Yeah.
then when it comes to Mourinho, you need to know you either back him or it's just going to explode in your face. And exactly that's what happened, because there was a window where he asked for players and we gave him Dalot and Fred only. So that implosion was always going to happen. Then comes Solskjaer. To a certain degree, it was working, and then we took the wrong direction in the transfer market. Then implosion happened. Ten Hag, in my view, he was the right guy, but when you looked at his profile at Ajax, he needed a football director. Did we give him a football director? The answer is no. When it comes to Amorim, again, this is where I've mentioned before, where I'm blaming Ineos a lot. You gave Ten Hag a contract when he didn't deserve it. Then Ashworth saga. Then you bring in Ruben Amorim, and in my mind, it's like you need to understand the profile of the squad and the profile of this guy. And in short, it's just chaos. And even right now, we have to accept the decision that, look, we thought Ruben is the guy. Maybe we misprofiled what we needed based on right now. Let's just fail fast, accept that we got it wrong, get the right person in. But at the same time, I do not trust the same people who got Ten Hag in, Ruben Amorim in, and who managed our transfers to even pick the right caretaker coach.
So I hear all of that, right? I hear you. I hear you. I think this is the point I was making before. I hear you. That for me is the difference between us becoming a title challenging side and us being there. That for me is not the difference between us winning back to back and not.
Games. We're not even talking
We're
to back
talking back to
games.
back.
Games, not even titles, not even
This guy has
games.
been at the helm for a year.
Relegation form.
For a
Relegation
year.
form.
Yeah, relegation. No, 100% relegation for.
Yeah.
There was that stat that we were sharing on the group. Sunderland, uh, they got
Newly
into the
promoted.
Premier League, newly promoted August. If you look at Sunderland's points tally from August and you look at our points tally from April, I think we have one more point than Sunderland. This is a man
Deafening.
with 9 wins in 35 games.
It's bad.
Like that so I hear you, the fundamental stuff, and they all add up, and they for me, it's like say it's the difference between us being a serious club and not being a serious club. But with all those mistakes like considered, right, we should at least be a club that is those things will stop us from winning, say even Champions League, whatever. Finishing in the top 7 shouldn't be. The squad is more than capable. We should be able to finish in the top 7 with the
Yeah.
squad, and we are underutilizing it. And it's like this whole thing. Like everybody's jumping on it now. The 4-3-3. Jamie Carragher put out his 4-3-3 formation the other day, and it's like simple: Sesko, Mbumo right wing, Cunha left wing, and then Bruno in the 10 where he belongs. You've got Casemiro and Mainu. Then you've got your back four. You've got Dogu left back. You've got now you've spoiled for choice in centre back. You can have say Euro and De Ligt. You can make up your own
Two
thing.
different combos.
You've got
Yeah.
right back Masraoui right back, straight up. That's that. That's a strong squad. And then you start looking at the bench. You've got Ahmad still to come in now in the 10 or whatever is a bench option. There's nothing. Some of our problem as fans is like we're like, oh, but if we do this, where's Ahmad gonna play? Where's whatever? It's not illegal to have a strong bench. You can have a strong bench and a strong team, and have quality of depth and whatever. But so it feels like it's so solvable. But these guys now they're afraid because they've messed up. They have messed up, Ineos. I hear you. They've messed up, and now they're afraid to admit that they've messed up, and now they're trying to give him a chance. Oh yeah, we believe he can still do it. Do you really believe that, or are you hoping and crossing your fingers that let's hope this guy pulls out a miracle so that we don't look like the guys who messed up everything?
I mean, think about it. We are chasing a game against Brentford, and look at his substitutions. We're chasing a game, and you bring in Euro.
Yeah.
We're chasing a game, and you
That's
ask
his
Mason
standard.
Mount to
He
play
does
left
that
wing.
every week. He does that every week. He does
Guys.
that defensive substitution every week.
Guys,
But he did an interview this week with Owen Hargreaves. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, yeah,
It was
I need to watch it.
before the Brentford game.
Okay.
And I think there were two things that came out of that. So the first thing he's really good at like we said the other day, gaslighting, and saying the right thing. So he kind of started going on a whole thing about changing the system. And he's like, look, the system will change, but then he's like, it's more evolution than like overnight change. So already he's like kind of making excuses for himself beforehand. And then the other thing that was interesting that he said is like, personally, he's like, me as a player, I always just enjoyed the tactical side of the game. I never just enjoyed like the fun parts of like, even when I was a player and training, the last 10 minutes when you could do whatever you want, I used to hate that thing. All I enjoy is like the tactical side of thing, this tactical side of football. And even as a player, that was the thing I was drawn to the most. And you can kind of like see him trying to put his persona on the team, and like the team has no character anymore. Like everything is so stiff. Everything is so rigid. Everything is just about the system. Like no one is just free to like express themselves.
Yeah.
No one like gets on the ball. But he did mention in his interview that we need more guys like Cunha. Cunha has the right energy that we need. He doesn't care who you are. He just wants the ball and he wants to get things done.
Yeah.
see,
So it's an interesting kind of conversation about philosophy.
Yeah.
There.
But with all due respect, Ruben Amorim, the player, like you worked that good. like like you were okay. You were okay, right?
I
But
think
like
he was like a strong mid kind of guy. He had like a
yeah,
strong
he's
mid
a
kind of
Darren
career.
Fletcher, like
Yeah, a
levels.
strong
In
squad
fact,
player. He's a strong
sorry,
squad
Darren
player.
Fletcher. You
Yeah,
might, I think Darren Fletcher is a little bit higher than
yeah,
Ruben Amorim's level.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, like,
Yeah, but
guy,
then yeah,
you're not Javi here, who's coming and telling
yeah.
us about when I was a player. This is how I saw it.
And he also the week before he was talking. You know, he kind of looked at Liverpool and he's like, we need to be more fearless, like Liverpool. You know, I don't know if you caught that soundbite where he was talking about the guys need to be more fearless. You know, attitude, man, killer instinct. You know, he was kind of making the point about how we are not quite sharp or in and around the box, and you know that's also like the problem away from the system, away from like the formation. It's like the mentality of the players. Everyone is just like, it's like we're just all under the cloud of Ruben Amorim, dog.
But yeah, exactly. No, but
Do you know what I mean?
that's a very important point that you're raising there, because here's the thing: if I'm in my natural habitat, I'll give you that. But if I'm a fish out of water now, I don't have this position on lock. I don't. I have to think about my next move, and I can't just move naturally. Then
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna. You can't expect me to be fearless, because I'm trying to figure out
Mm.
what the heck do I do in this position. Bruno Fernandez, like that's not where he's supposed to be on the pitch, and
Yeah,
he's trying
no,
to
it's
figure
bad.
out, okay, what's the right thing to do. This is what I want to do now. I need to think, is this the right thing, or no, the coach wants me to do this, and blah blah blah. Put the guys in their natural positions and you will get that, because they
Yeah,
have to think less. They know what to do.
That's scary as well because in the Premier League, the moment you have to stop to think, they're
Yeah,
going to kill you.
yeah. Exactly,
And
they're gonna
exactly.
destroy
the
you.
other scary thing is, if he's so obsessed with the tactical side of things, I'm just thinking, guys, the Man United way has always been being given the ability to just express yourself.
Yeah,
And now, if your mind is caught up in, no, we have to be here, we have
yeah,
to be there,
yeah,
where does it leave you the opportunity to just be the maverick and
yeah,
express yourself? Full
yeah,
stop.
yeah.
And that has always been the United way.
Hmm.
Mm,
So Alex Ferguson was not the greatest tactician.
mm,
He wasn't, but he knew how to man manage. He
mm,
knew, like, yes, we've had some great assistant coaches, well, Carlos Queiroz and all these guys along the way.
mm.
Not saying that
Yeah.
like they were total crap, but like they could set up a team. But he knew how to inspire the mentality, how
Mm.
to jab the guys, and like,
Yeah.
that's what you need. Set them up in a decent way,
Mm,
and then
mm.
like inspire them to run through brick walls. Now,
Yeah.
like, you're complicating things, and like it's yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I used to always think about Ten Hag and his system, and one of my biggest gripes was like, oh, if you don't have the perfect players, if you don't have that Frankie De Jong, or if these players don't play 9 out of 10 minimum, then this whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
And like that's not, as a manager, you're supposed to say, these are the weaknesses of my team. This is how I'm going to hide the weaknesses of my players. This is how I'm going to compensate for them, and actually, extract their good points.
Mm.
Here, like, everybody's weakness is just exposed, and that's
Yeah.
just like, here we are, guys.
Yeah.
we're weak. We're like this every week. Don't
Mm.
worry. Like,
But he did start kind of the conversation about changing the system. So who
soft
knows?
launch. Soft
Soft
launch.
launch, yeah. So who knows? Who knows? You know, the Sunderland game is the best opportunity for him to do something different.
Yeah, it's like, again, by India, at least this game, like, maybe for once in his life, he saved a few chances. Uh, I'm still not sure about it. I mean, second goal is all on him. Even that first goal from thing, cool. He go, like, I get it. Like, I won't blame him too much, but I don't think there was nothing he could do.
Mm,
I think I think another keeper might do something, force the guy into an early shot, like, just something.
mm,
Like, if you do something and it still ends up a goal, fair play,
mm.
fair play. So I'm not saying it's a goalkeeper mistake, but like, you can throw people off, like, you can do something.
Yeah.
So I don't get why we struggle with uh high claim situations with set piece things. We've got a goalkeeper. Sure, he's new to the league. His stats are crazy with high claims and with set pieces. He's strong there. Why aren't you playing him? Why?
Yes,
Why are you
that's it.
playing Luke Shaw? No matter what, Luke Shaw starts. Why is Bruno Fernandes undroppable?
Yeah.
It's like, and like it feels like with the Bruno thing, he's like, oh no, I fought for him to stay. I made us reject an offer of whatever from Saudi. Now I have to play him every game, and he can have the biggest think of his life. It doesn't matter now. I have to turn a blind eye, and I have to play him. And like he's got his undroppables. He's got his favorites,
Yeah.
and now he's falling into that trap of managers with their favorites who can do no wrong. And then it's like, chief. Now I don't know if you're
Yeah.
objective anymore. Now it's
I feel like Bruno missed those two penalties intentionally. The
yeah,
Bruno that we know,
yeah,
he's just too clinical. Those
yeah,
last two
I know.
penalties,
Yeah.
no, man.
No,
yeah.
my take on it is I actually think that this positional story is affecting his overall confidence and performance. I think he's actually worse off now because of this whole Amorim story.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, yes, we can complain about, like, it goes back to that thing of like, we have players that you can, like, dude, just do your 4-3-3. You fit everybody in their natural positions. You
Mm,
solve the Kobe dilemma. You solve the Bruno dilemma. You solve so many things.
yeah,
And then, like, build from there. Get some wins under your belt. Build from there. You can evolve back into your system. Why not that way? If we're talking about evolution, like,
mm,
get the guys confident, get points on the board, get yourself to another transfer window, get a missing piece, whatever. You can do that. But now you're saying, like, that Mourinho coach is like these coaches of today who are like, if I die, at least I died my way, to paraphrase him. It's like,
yeah,
dude, you're still dead. Like, what's the point? You're still dead.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
So it feels like it's inevitable. Like, I mean, Ineos is seemingly backing him, but it feels like it's a matter of time, right?
But it used to
Like,
be that when you get that vote of confidence, that's just before you get sacked. Yeah, it used to be like standard procedure. If they say you're in, it means you're
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know?
Did
Yeah,
Eric Ten
so
Hag
that
get a
really started singing.
yeah? Did Eric Ten Hag get a vote of confidence?
He got a whole new contract.
Yeah,
You know,
I get it. So we'll
so
see.
they used to say, but yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Is there any? So are we're saying that there's no reason why this guy stays at all?
That ship has sailed.
It's gone.
It's gone. And it's right now it's back to Ineos in a sense
Yeah.
that mistake after mistake after mistake, and right now not allowing the ship to sail is another mistake.
Mm.
Because guys, like, there's no point in just beating around the bush. We've spoken about it. A Man United manager who can't get back-to-back wins in the Premier League,
Paul,
insisting on a system where you do not have the players for it.
Yeah.
As much as I can blame Ineos or Glazers about how we go about business,
Mm.
the fact is you've got certain tools and you just need to maximize it, but you are insisting not to do so.
Mm. Yeah.
And yeah, guys, the ship has sailed.
Yeah. So
Right
to be
manager.
yeah. So to be clear, Clem, Ruben out.
reluctantly, yes. No one likes to see anyone lose their job. Yeah. But no, he has to go, man. He has to go.
Yeah. James, Ruben out.
Fail fast, out.
Rubelad.
Out.
Rubelad. It's actually, like somebody was saying, like it's weird that, like, even though we want Ruben out, it's like you still feel for him. And that for me is maybe part of the whole gaslighting thing. I was saying, like, I don't know if you guys watched Beauty and the Bester, that Tava Bester
Yeah.
documentary. And there was the one guard who was saying that, you know, Tava Bester, don't listen to what he's saying because he'll pull you into his world. And I'm like, that's Ruben Amorim, man. Like, we should be angry. We
Yeah.
haven't won back to back in a year. That is disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
it's
For me, the stat that's crazy. I think he's on, what is he on? 33 games, 34 points or something. Add another 5 games, make it a full season, and we're under 40 points. You know? That's relegation, That's wild. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, bruh, we've sacked people for so much less, bruh. Like,
Mhm.
so much less. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
he's a and they've also, I think it was Jamie Carragher was talking about how he's a nice guy, he's a
yeah.
likable guy,
Yeah.
but that doesn't equate to being a good manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, just on the Ineos thing now, we're talking about it. So the whole thing is that, so Jim is saying, guys, we brought in, uh, I brought in a system, a football structure. There's a CEO, right? There's a sporting director. All right. Cool. We know the Dan Ashworth thing happened and whatever. Initially, Will Cox was the technical director and there was a sporting director. But cool. Nonetheless, there's a sporting director, there's a CEO. Those guys should typically, the sporting director more, but like those guys should typically handle football decisions, right? So, so is it fair to say that, like, yes, we're saying Ineos and Ineos is not happening quickly, but is it really Ineos, the entity, or is it Berada and Wilcox, right? Because Sir Jim, I think what he's doing is, maybe you could look at it and say, this guy's doing the right thing. He's saying, I've put people in place, I'm stepping back. I want to let the people in place whose job it is do the job, right? I don't want to be that interfering owner who goes and he oversteps on his executives the whole time and whatever the case is. But at the same time, if the execs are not doing what the execs need to be doing, it's like, it's where do you draw that line? You know?
I still blame Sir Jim for that still.
Yeah.
As much as he put up the football structure,
Mm.
it's that thing of in history, he was meddling in the football structure. And I'm pretty sure he was meddling with the transfer business. And right now, probably Wilcox, Berada have been backing this guy, or they're the ones who said, okay, let's go for this guy.
Mm.
They're not going to pull the trigger
Mm.
because that's their guy. And that's why I was saying earlier on, as it's that thing of being accountable for those decisions. You've been making many wrong decisions. And right now it's that thing of, okay, I'm in a corner. If we sack him, what does it say about us in a sense of, can we find the next right guy, even
Yeah.
though we chose this guy?
But
Right manager, wrong time, maybe.
yeah, but guys, is it even that deep to get a manager wrong? I get it. I get it. Huge
It's
overhaul.
not.
No, huge overhaul. We've done the stuff. We've sacked a lot of like normal working class people. We made the
Exactly.
big blunder with Ashworth. We paid a fee to get him here, gardening leave, blah blah blah, and then we
Yeah.
sacked him. We need to pay him more. I get it. There's those mistakes, right? But clubs make mistakes with managers all the time,
But, yeah.
all the
But
time.
they
So
don't sit with the mistake.
yeah,
That's the thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
but
So like,
yeah,
just flip and take it on the chin, bro, and let's keep
yeah,
moving. Like James has been saying, let's fail fast, and like
yeah.
keep it going. It doesn't mean that now you need to sack Barada. You need to sack, because Barada, as a CEO, he's done well financially. Like I think, like, if you look at the numbers in the club just from a balance sheet point of view, the club is in a much better place. Like, yes, there's the morality part, the people who got sacked and all stuff, but like, club is in a better place, and that's what you want from your CEO, right? So he shouldn't be sacked. Like, from there, yes, it was a big call to get a manager with a completely different style and bring him in with a squad that doesn't work. All the other clubs turned him down because of that. But like,
Mm,
it's not enough for you to get sacked for me.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go and you mess up the next appointment again, and it's like
Again,
then we can start looking at you. But like,
But how do you, I had the thought this week about, do you sack someone when you know who's going to replace him, or does the timing of the sack also have to do with what to do next? And just some of the strategy of like managing things.
I look at it as international windows coming after Sunderland. There's 2 weeks there for someone to get his feet in the door and like just
But
yes,
who? But do you think they are? But do you think there are
inter-
viable, available options? Who is that story as well? Like
I
who
think
takes over?
I think we've got enough interims in that there's a Michael Carrick who could come in as an interim.
Okay, so
There's
you
there's
take
an
the interim approach.
like, if that's what you want to do, right? If that's what you want to do, there's an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who will come through as an interim.
Hmm.
They like there's Rude got sacked, yes, and with Leicester and relegated and all that stuff.
But he
But
actually
when Rude was here with these same players,
It was
Yep.
actually much more.
He was doing great. So,
Yep. Great.
and those are the kind of guys. It's cheap labor, like we're saying. They love the club. They grateful for the opportunity. They can come in and hold down the fort while you sort things out, right? Because yeah, you're right. We might not be able to get a Glasner now and Areola now, or whoever the person is. Might not be able to get them now, but you can definitely hold the fort. And I am almost of the opinion that 98% of managers in world football will do better than what Ruben Amorim is doing right now.
Yeah. And again, on that notion, thinking is way too simple because all you have to do is again think about the football, um, well, not structure, but the way of play that you want to create in this interim period. Because you can always quickly reflect to say, this is what we've done wrong, and going forward, these are the players we need to sign,
Mm.
and this is the type of manager we need to take us forward. While we are figuring this out, let's get somebody probably who understands the club or understands the league.
Yeah.
Just be the transition manager while we sort ourselves out.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you put it to them like, bro, like these club guys, man. Like you can tell them that straight. Like, Chief, this is not your job. You're the guy just keeping the seat warm, and they'll be okay. Like
Yep.
they'll be happy to do it. Like just freaking do it. So yeah, no, I think we need to sack this guy. We'll see. They're saying no, he's not one game away from the sack. Because there's that thing. If you're saying that it all depends on the Sunderland game, you might as well sack him now, right? Because you
Yeah.
you can't say the entire destiny is, oh, if he wins, he stays. If he loses, he goes. Like
Now you must
if you're
just be
already
out.
thinking like that, you must just be out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And I wouldn't put it past Ineos to be having conversations already. And like I think they have shown one thing they have shown is that they can be a bit stealthy in the way they move. They can like elude the media with some of their movements and stuff. So if that's what they're doing at the moment and they just like finalizing those conversations, fair play. But we'll see. But right now
Yeah.
the situation is untenable for me. Like, yeah. Anyways, Sunderland. All that said, Sunderland, uh, they've got a. Sunderland is doing well.
Yeah.
Sunderland is doing well. I think I saw something. They've conceded the fourth least XG in the league.
Mm.
They beat who did they beat last? They beat
Forest.
Ange is having a Ange is having a tough time.
Unsurprising. Unsurprising. They beat Forest, but yeah,
They beat- yeah.
they're solid, man. I still
Mm.
I still rate Shaka, man. I think when they got Shaka, that was a big
Mm.
signing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. Captain rat mentality. He's been at a high level. He knows how to, and he's got that bastard in him as well. Like,
exactly.
nothing,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sunderland is sitting fifth on the league, above
Yeah,
Man
Yeah.
City.
Crazy times.
yeah.
Yeah. So, just looking ahead at the Sunderland game, like, I mean, do you guys see a
Yeah.
reaction? What do you guys?
You know what I was thinking now is it's like Sunderland at home. It's like at least there was a point in last season where we were doing better away because it was like the pressure at Old Trafford is just too much. Now it's like you don't know where to turn for like a positive kind of feeling.
Yeah.
It's like you think you're back at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
build on home ground advantage, but you have a feeling that Sunderland are gonna rock up like licking their lips, man. And then how do we're constantly trying to just fight back, in,
Yeah.
in these weekly cycles. It's scary to think.
And like the having one game a week is actually quite rough, bro. Because like you don't have another game to rectify it and like just to change that. Like now we're sitting in that loss for the whole week, and like the media has been insane. The media has sacked Amorim already. They're like the media's like they're like fully doing the thing for all intents and purposes. This guy's gone. I was even checking. They were showing there was this one photo they showed of him and his wife walking across, and like it was a very unflattering photo of his wife. I think, like, sometimes when you're just in the middle of pulling like an expression or whatever. And I was looking at it. I had never seen Ruben's wife before. I was looking at it. I'm like, yo, is this like who she's married with? And I actually went to Google and I was like, no, man, his wife is okay. But the media has this agenda and they just like everything about you is crap. And
Yeah.
we're just gonna push that. Yeah.
British media at its best at the moment, I guess.
They're brutal. They're brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Sunderland game. I don't know how do you even begin analyzing or like predicting with this Man United team?
Yeah. I just like I think just on pure form, I don't think we're beating Sunderland at home. I think we get a draw, and like I'll be full. Like I wouldn't be surprised if these guys go and they win. You know how they do it. Like so,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. But like it's, I think it goes to your point. How do you go about predicting this Man United team?
Don't forget Sunderland are newly promoted to the Premier League. Yeah.
Ruben's, that's Ruben's territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
But again, Sunderland, like I mentioned last week, who's going to start in goals? Because that's the first point. And if he's not going to play Lamens, then it's like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah.
We potentially will give a goal away.
Yeah.
Then the next part is, who is he going to start in defense? And if it's the same combination we had at Brentford, it's like, okay, probably not one goal. We're going to give 2 goals away. Midfield.
Well, we know the defense will be different because it's different every game, which is part of the problem. But
Yeah, it will add to it. And then you go to the next 4. Is it still going to be Bruno? Is Casemiro back? Is it going to be Mazraoui Dalot, or is it going to be Ahmad, who's back from, I think, a personal matter? So, in short, I think we've said it all. We do not know which United is going to rock up. We know Sunderland is on form. We know we're going to give chances away. It's a tough one to predict. I find it very difficult. Brentford. I'm just struggling to see how we're going to win this one.
yeah. And just look at where we are. We can't confidently predict a win against Sunderland, newly promoted Sunderland.
Yeah.
Like this is the depth of where we are. No, this guy must get out. He must get out. Anyways, elsewhere in the Premier League, the hate came through. The Mark Gay derby.
You called it.
Yeah. No, and that was just on pure hate. But like, yeah. The first half of that game. Did you guys watch the game?
I caught the first half. Yeah.
Liverpool was under the pump.
Palace were all over them. Alisson was doing the most.
That should have been 5-0. Mateta that day, he didn't have his shooting boots on.
Yeah.
He was making bad decisions. But like, what was striking me is that Palace was doing the same thing over and over, and the same ball was just showing Liverpool. The same, like,
Konate is a problem for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: we look at the defense. Konate is a problem. Kirkes is a problem. Fringbum is a problem. Like, and then the midfield has no protection for the defense. So like the defense is shit because they don't have any cover, but the defense is also just shit because the defense is shit. So it's like it's Clem, last week you were asking me about this Liverpool team and you were like, do you think surely is there a moment? And we were talking about how we thought that the whole week, surely this is the week they're gonna crumble, like the whole of last season, and they just made it through the end. I think this Liverpool team, sure, Slot can figure it out, and like also like if he just has the balls to drop pivots and like revert back to his midfield, because the players are still there in midfield anyways. He goes to that McAllister, Slobosly, Gravenberch midfield. You can have whatever Ekitiko or Gapco, and then Ekitiko or Isak in front, depending on what you did. Salah, simplify it. Or if he can salvage it. Whether he's going to do that is another discussion. But I see a world where Liverpool, depending on the coach, there's a world where Liverpool doesn't win this league, even with all of that. Because the way they are right now, they are trash. They actually, They're trash, and I
crazy.
know they've had before Palace. They've had this perfect record, but even in all those games, like we could all see it. Like
It's bad. Yeah.
these guys are they're thugging it in the end. They're not they haven't played a great game of football, a great 90 minutes this whole season. They haven't done that. They're very
Yeah.
gettable and now their confidence is now like humble back-to-back losses now. Let's
bad.
see what the character's like now. Let's see what happens.
And it's not easy. Eh? I think it's Chelsea next for them. That's
Yeah,
Chelsea
so
away. Chelsea away.
So
I
Chelsea get
wonder.
the red card, and then 10-man Chelsea versus Liverpool. Those guys have 3 red cards in a row.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
James.
wonder when the conversation is going to start about is it a Trent Alexander thing, or are they just waiting for Isak to hit the right straps? But I'm looking more on the Trent side of things.
I can't wait until Fuzz comes back. Trent Alexander Arnold, number
Yeah, you did say.
66, is a major loss to Liverpool. I think you know what?
But
They
they
were-
were dragging before he left. They were dragging
Yeah.
him about how he can't defend. And
Yeah,
look at him now.
and like I mean that's what all the other fans were dragging Trent about, and we know Trent is not the perfect defender. We know that, right? But like he was compensating with in other parts, and then they were dragging him, and they were butthurt because of the way he was leaving, and now he couldn't defend anyways, kind of thing. They get Frimpong, who's a wing back,
Yep.
and they want him to play right back.
Okay. Yeah.
They get and we'll come back to Trent. They get Kirkens on the other side. Kirkens, I don't know if it's just a case of like the level was too high too quickly or whatever, but this is not the Milos Kirkens of Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah, correct.
He's bad at defending, he's bad at attacking right now. So it's like
Yeah.
he's in an awkward thing. Konate's head is turned. But Trent, what Trent could do, which they're missing a lot, is Trent might have been a right back, quote unquote, but that guy was Temu Beckham when it came to passes. Temu
Yep.
Beckham. That guy could pass the ball, short pass, medium pass, long pass. He could telegraph it wherever he could go. And like he would release the guys. He would get the ball through from midfield to the attack. And now they're missing somebody to do that.
Yeah.
And now suddenly the counters are not looking as quick because the balls are not like quickly zipping through there. Now
Yeah.
suddenly so they're missing that. He was creative AF, that guy.
Mm. That's true.
now they got
Yeah. But with Liverpool, I don't know if Isak is going to fix the problems, because the problems is not, in that department. The problems is at the back. So
Yeah.
I would be worried, man. I'd be a bit worried if I was a Liverpool fan, because it's like you just don't know what's going to happen. And this January is a long way away with this defense. January is a long way away, man. It's
Like-
just like, jeez.
you look at it. I think Isak came on, was it like 30 minutes or something yesterday? He had 4 touches. 4. Like, and again, this maybe pulls back to Trent and the midfield balance and stuff. But Isak is seeing less of the ball than Darwin Nunez was seeing.
Yeah. That's
Which is-
terrible.
that's terrible. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess Slot will have to figure it out because, again, thinking about club football and how Slot was integrating it,
Yeah.
Liverpool's midfield was always that midfield where they are runners.
Yeah.
They're just doing a job to ensure that the front three have a certain level of service where they do their magic. And
Exactly.
having a Trent or Alexander Robertson, just bombing forward. Then now, since you've got more of a wing back who's trying to learn the trade at Liverpool, and at the odd time you're also playing what's his name again at right back instead of midfield, and also Kirk is not really gaining that form and being carried by Eketike as well. Those and Salah already getting his new contract, and I think he's like, I've done my part. Thank you, guys.
Chilling.
Like I'm smoking hookah at home. He's relaxing.
Chilling. Getting ready for AFCON, my nigga. My nigga's getting ready for a holiday in December. bro.
Muslim guy getting ready to celebrate Christmas, all the
Chilling.
usual Salah things.
Chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure Slot will have to figure it out soon. But again, it's one of those things where the Premier League is unforgiving, and if Palace has their number,
Yeah,
but other teams have been watching, and
yeah, yeah.
eventually everyone's gonna catch up to that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Like you can't write them off because like he's got all the tools to fix it, and he can fix it. And if he decides to do it, it's fully Liverpool's to lose, and we expect them to be champions the way things are going. Right. But it's just, I suppose the question is, Slot, what are you gonna do? That the ball is in your court. Uh, but yeah, while he's figuring it out, we'll just enjoy the show. We'll enjoy the show. But I'm just happy that there's a chink in the armor now, and that air of invincibility is fading away because that stuff gets in players' heads and it starts messing with their mentality. Uh, we'll see. You've got Florian Wirtz here, passenger 007, 008 now, who's now like he's getting more and more desperate and like he's just like yeah, no. I love it. Ekatika's out. I don't know how long he's out for. It might be a minor thing. Ellison is out as well. They do have a good backup, but like we'll see how it goes. But like
Yep.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And then just quickly, we'll go through the other ones quickly. We had Chelsea, another red card, 3-1 at home to Brighton.
Yeah.
Yay.
There's already, I think the manager's already in trouble there.
Yeah. No, I think it's they were like the sporting directors and whatever went into the dressing room after the match. Those are normally the early signs.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But like, man, I was really wanting Chelsea to like put up a proper challenge and maybe even win the league to save us from an Arsenal, to save us from a Liverpool, and to
No,
save us from City. But
not the world champions.
Yep.
Not the
not
world
the world
champions.
champions.
You can't
Yeah,
count on them. Yeah.
yeah. Quickly, other results: Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2. That I was surprised there. Areola was held there. It's interesting. Leeds is these new promoted teams this season are like
Yeah,
they're earning
got back.
points. They're earning points. They're much further than what previous teams were at this stage of the season. Uh, City smashed Burnley. It felt like the City of old. That's like Burnley, newly promoted team. Let's just steamroll them. That's
But
what City used to
wasn't
do.
but isn't City in a stat padding era right now, man? Like their results are a bit like warped, dog. Like
Yeah, they are.
when they win against big teams, they'll they'll
Yeah,
smash them, and then a
yeah,
tough game comes along, and they
yeah.
disappear.
They had
That's
two own goals. The Burnley guys got two own goals, bro.
yeah.
That's wild. We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know what to make of City
I
as yet.
also don't know what to make of them.
Yeah, I always have them as it's always their league to lose. It just depends on what Pep is thinking in a particular season and if he's
Yeah,
going to get it right.
yeah.
So I guess last season he got it wrong. The question is he going to get it right this season? And I just heard that Rodri's injured again. So maybe again it might not be Pep's season.
Yeah.
I think the stars are starting to align more and more to Haram football.
We'll get to Mr. Haram last. We'll finish on him. Ange, we mentioned him earlier. I can't catch a break. Ange hasn't won since he got there, has he?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. I don't think
And
he's won.
I think Ange is going to get exposed because not Forest had like a decent stable setup there.
Yeah.
Like it was proper. Like it was time to kind of like push on. They'd like gotten into the league, done well, and then now he's just going to take them backwards. This guy,
Yeah.
he's going to get exposed as a manager if he doesn't get
Ange.
his act together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that had happened like thoroughly at Spurs. Yeah, especially that final. But I mean, it did happen. But like, yeah, that final. On to Spurs as well. Yeah, I was praying, man. They almost lost to Wolves. Wolves, who've been just taking straight outs this whole season. They needed a 94th minute equalizer from Paulinho. Uh,
Yeah.
so we'll see what's happening there. I see the Spurs fans are starting to get agitated a little bit about Frank and some of his selections. Uh, but we'll. We'll
I
see.
remember Faz mentioning that Spurs is a dark horse, and I
Mm.
think I made that comment to say, what this is the Spurs where they one moment they're brilliant, but against I need to find that phrase again. But again, Spurs are just being Spurs again right now.
Yeah,
The
Spurs.
realistic results are starting to come through.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how it goes. But like, I mean, yeah, I mean, they've got a proper team now. They've got no excuses. They should be doing better than they are now.
No,
Uh,
100%.
Aston Villa not only scored a goal, but win. They scored 3 goals.
Yeah,
First 3 goals of the season in the league. They beat Fulham 3-1 at home. I think Fulham must just, if you're Marco Silva, you must just hang your head in shame. Villa has been trashed this whole season. You come through and you're the guys who dropped the ball. Uh, so we'll see, but they're still quite low. Uh, we'll come back to the other one, but Everton won, West Ham won. Nuno's first game away at the Hill Dickinson Stadium.
oh
Got
yes,
it.
we finally got it
I
right.
finally got it right. uh, so we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see Nuno's impact at West Ham. He made a big call immediately. First game dropped James Ward-Prowse from the matchday squad straight through the door. We'll see what he does, but
Mm.
expect West Ham to pick up, right?
Yeah, no, they should do well. I guess that change for me just says that I'm done playing set piece football. I
Mhm.
want to play real football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then Mr. Haram Teta, he got the point at St. James's Park, man. Like, yeah, that's a big win. It's a
mm,
massive,
yeah,
massive win. There were a couple of VAR howlers in there, uh, but it is what it is, man.
yeah.
Man got over the line.
They got the 3 points. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's all that matters. And I guess I think before our last show we did mention that Newcastle looks they're finding goals hard to come by, but Voltermad I think scored
Mm.
as well. So
yeah,
He
looks
did
like he's a
scored again. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But again, yeah, haram football. So they did the business. All we can say is they got the 3 points. It was always going to be a difficult match for them.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, they did like I think Arsenal had the perfect weekend because like outside of I
Yes.
think City is their only rival that won, but outside of that, like if you look at the teams around them, Spurs drew, United lost. That's just the banter vibes thing.
Mm,
Liverpool lost. Like it's like perfect results for them.
mm. Yeah,
And
just on Arsenal, I think
mm.
every week Gyökeres just runs around. He's doing his best Verts impression. I think we need to. I think on a week by week basis, we need to kind of rank the frauds. Like who's leading on the fraud kind of thing. But because I'm not sure. For all the hype for all the hype that was around Gyökeres,
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be the difference, right? Because right now
yeah,
they're just doing what they were doing before,
mm,
and until we see something productive from him and the team as a
yeah.
whole, I
The
think he might
mist.
be
Stat padding.
he
Yeah.
might be on fraud watch. Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure. No, and like I'm also starting to side eye Gyökeres. Like you heard the thing. I mean, like, and it's like some of these things. Like sometimes you must just believe the stats. Like there was a whole thing in the Portuguese league. No, this guy doesn't score against the top 4 teams or
Yeah,
whatever. His
yeah,
stat pads against the lower ones and
yeah,
whatever. But you're thinking, oh man, surely a guy who scores this many goals in a team like Arsenal that created, surely whatever.
yeah.
Maybe sometimes we overcomplicate things and
Mm,
we like
yeah,
believe what you see and like this guy's a
yeah,
stat better.
yeah. There's something happening there at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking ahead quickly at the fixtures. We've got Bournemouth, Fulham, Friday night at Bournemouth, and then we've got Leeds hosting Spurs on Saturday, early kickoff. There might be something interesting there.
Mm,
We'll we'll see what happens there. We've got Arsenal hosting Nuno's West Ham. Let's see if Nuno's gonna stink the place up, become hard to beat. That's gonna be a banana skin for Arsenal.
It's that new manager bounce,
New
man.
manager bounce, yeah, the one that we never got. We've got the mighty Sunderland coming to Old Trafford. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've spoken about that. Big game Sunday evening, Chelsea Liverpool. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea Liverpool is usually an entertaining game, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's usually an entertaining game.
If I was Chelsea, I would be up for that. I would be because
Yeah.
they also need to kind of catch up already.
Yeah.
Because they've been fumbling around. So this is their moment. Yeah.
I just want to say for that game, I am on Garnacho amnesty. I'll put the Garnacho hate aside. Shine, my boy, shine. We believe in you. We believe in you. And then on Sunday, we've got Aston Villa hosting Burnley. Normally, it would be a straightforward Aston Villa, but with this Villa of this season, we'll see how it goes. We've got Everton hosting Palace. Potentially interesting game there. Yeah. Should be an interesting one. We've got Newcastle hosting Ange, Mr. Highline. Yo, Edge. It's gonna be a rough one.
It's only his first season, man. He's gonna win. He's gonna win the championship in his next season.
We've got Wolves hosting Brighton. And then to close out the weekend, we've got Brentford hosting Man City. So standout game of the weekend is obviously Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Some potentially interesting ones. We spoke about Everton, Palace, Leeds, Spurs might be interesting. Arsenal, West Ham might be interesting, and then there's our game.
Which should be very interesting.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. The Jekyll and Hyde of Manchester United. Yeah, guys, it is what it is. It's another midweek. Other people are playing. Here we are sitting at home.
Here we are.
Let's go watch some Champions League, gents. Let's go watch some football. It's been a good one. We'll see you guys next week after the next round of fixtures. Guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe. Gents, always a good one.
Sure, man.
Amorim out.
Amorim out.